Okay, I'm live. Um, Excellent. And it looks like okay, so the thing is I have my iPad as a secondary monitor onto this site. So today what I want to do is I tweeted this, I posted this on Blue Sky also. I want to make it so that there's statistics in this game, stuff like hunger, hygiene, and toilet, like simple stuff, at least in the beginning. Um, if I can get this to show the Switch account, select stream, sign out. Nope. I wonder if I can. There used to be a way to have the chat open, but I don't see it. Okay. Scene, VTuber. Okay. Okay. No, this is not it. Um, Studio mode. No. Settings. No. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go symbol, and what's that? Oh, okay. I'm gonna go symbol, and I'm gonna have just my chat on my computer. Hello, Bunsy. Um, can I pop the chat out? I can, and then it shows here. New pin chat. You can now pin chat to me. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so I'm gonna have that over here on my very crowded just so I have both like my chat and my what's it called? A little preview window of stuff. Can I do it like? Okay, cool. Now I've set up my computer, um, my secondary monitor to also have a chat. Okay, so what I didn't show last time is that I actually figured out how to do it so that it doesn't crash every time I reload and save. What I do, I still import everything as Pixie, but that's only for types. So like if I go type of Pixie or like pixie.application, stuff like that. So this is for types. This here, however, is Pixie itself. So I'll have Pixie.pixie, right? And this is internal. I have a like yeah. So whenever I need to expose anything to the game engine, I'm planning to do that through this service, right? And that would be something like that would be something like if I had a public read only sprite equals computed, right? Something like this, right? Not this though. Equals Pixie, like something like this, right? So we would and then we would be able to set the sprite or whatever, right? Um, so that's my idea. I'm going to have I'm gonna need a new Safari window. Can I get that? That's a private window. I don't need that. I'm gonna need a new Safari window with the Pixie.js stacks just on the ready. So I'm gonna have that here so you guys can follow along while I learn what to do. But okay, so what caused this issue is that I was using hot module reloading, and every time I reloaded it, it reloaded this module, which is I think it's a common JS module. It doesn't matter what kind of module it is. What it does, there's a file in there that doesn't like to be reloaded in the way that hot module reloading does it. So a way to circumvent that is to import it like this. Then it's to the browser. As far as I understand, it's then to the browser to reload it. Like it's the browser's responsibility to like reload it or like use the local cache. From what I understand, I hope I understand it correctly. If I don't, that would really suck. So what I do is then I imported it, and when it's imported, right, when the entire module is imported, I put it into the signal. From what I know, I cannot make a signal into like take a promise from a signal. So I think the only view I have right now is Spunsy. And I know she doesn't do programming, so I need to explain what a promise is in JavaScript. So the short definition is it's a way to handle asynchronous code, like so to avoid blocking code, you would want promises to like call back ish. You'll see that here, right? So that's you're sorry about what? You don't need to be sorry. It's okay. It's okay. So this import here returns a promise with type. Can I const pixie equals? Can I get the type of promise? Okay, so like, yeah, it returns the module wrapped in a promise, and then it's the question, what is a promise? So to avoid having blocking code, you do stuff in like an asynchronous manner, and there's a lot of ways to do asynchronous work with asynchronous stuff. There's like threads, and there's like time scheduling, and there's a bunch of different ways. The underlying way, like the browser handles asynchronicity, is to it doesn't matter for us. All we need to know is there's promises, and these are nice wrapper around it. So like whenever this is done loading, whatever this is, the whatever function we have in here gets called. It's okay to get overwhelmed by coding. I get overwhelmed by coding. I got overwhelmed at work today. So like yeah, it's a way to work with promises is a way to work with asynchronous code, and that's why like importing modules dynamically like this in your code needs to be asynchronous as to not block the rest of the code. So if I have like if I have like code here 1 + 1, right, if I have some code here, like this might run before this block of code, right? um, or it might not. We don't know, and that's the thing about promises. And if you're dependent on something running after the promise, then you'll have like a then chain or something. So yeah, it's okay to get overwhelmed by code. I get overwhelmed too. We had some SQL code that was like beyond me earlier today, and it was just too much. Okay, so if I remove this, get it back to where it was when the stream started, make sure to commit stuff. I tried to experiment with having set, but it didn't work. Anyways, like set is, I'm playing a bit with the set editor. Let me set.dev. Yes. Also, Onolumi viewer confirmed. So I'm using. I tried have using set a Mac only for now editor, and it's really nice to use. Not gonna lie, it looks a lot like Visual Studio, but there are some differences, and that's okay. That's totally okay. Make HMR work. Okay. I tried to make set work, but I couldn't get it to work with Angular, which is the what we use to have the Chrome around our game. So yeah, if we open up the browser and navigate to localhost 4001. Ooh no. Reference error worker is not defined. Okay. I'll try to look if that's an issue. It's not. Okay. So remember last time when I tried to change the color, right, in game. Why did I do that? There. Okay. Let's say black. Last time it would crash when I saved, but now it turns black just fine. It's super fast, which is really nice. It works now. I'm gonna have the refresh color be this weird blue for now. I'm still trying to work on my projects though, so at least that's that. Yeah. I hope I get somewhere with this project. Like, I chose a Tamagotchi clone because it's easy and simple. At least it seems easy and simple. Let's see how complex it's gonna be. But like, my issue is I have so little experience with games, especially making them from scratch. So I'm a little afraid I'm not gonna get that far, especially because I promised this is like the end goal is a fangame of someone I respect. But yeah, let's see. Some choco. This is annoying. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do if type of window, because it goes undefined, return, right? I'm also, I think that should be enough to fix that. It's not. It's not. Why is it not? If type of window.worker. Let's see. Didn't work either. I mean, seemingly it doesn't matter, but it's annoying to look at anyways. I'm still trying to. Oh, you said that. I mean, I chose a feed reader for the same reason. I'm still not sure what I'm doing or why I chose this. Okay, so what you need to do, not what you need to do. A thing you can do, I think you should consider doing is breaking it down into smaller projects. See, like, make quote unquote deliverables, so to speak. That is to say, like, make small features, make it, and then iterate on that. Like, say a feed reader has a few moving parts, and one of those moving parts is like fetching the data. Make that a feature, right? Implement that. Okay, it works. Now what? Show the feed on your in your window. Okay, it does that now. Now what? I want to maybe every hour refresh the data. Find out how to do that. Okay, now what? I want to make groups. Okay, cool. Make a sidebar. Make groups there. Cool. Now what? Okay, I want to have subgroups. What do I need to make subgroups? Okay, I need trees. What happens if a group reference itself later down the tree? Should my program crash, or should it just quote unquote recurse? So there's a lot of things there that you can do to make it yeah. And that's why I decided to make something small today. I want to make stats, right? I want to make hunger. I want to make hygiene. I want to make fun, and I want to make toilet, right? So start there. I do have game component. I am going to make. There's already game. I'm gonna make a new file. I'm gonna call it game logic slash stats.ts. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna make a class stats, right? Okay. No, I am. What if I do Tamagotchi like stats? Hygiene, fun, hunger, toilet. Okay, so those are the 4 stats that we're gonna be using. If I just say public, hygiene number, fun number, hunger number, toilet number. Cool. Cool, exactly what I wanted. Okay. Yeah, but that requires knowing the parts before you code. I know nothing. You said a lot of which I have no clue about. Sorry. Okay. Right. Break down what you do know. That's the only advice I can give you as of right now. Break down what you do know. You'd be surprised, I think. Right? You'd be surprised at how maybe I should start from the beginning of coding and go for a smaller project that has easier to divide parts. I don't think that's necessarily a good idea because like a simple feed reader is really good. You I don't want to say just. It's difficult not saying just, but I'm not allowed to say just because nothing is just. Okay. Um. Like, where did I come from? A feed reader can be made rather simple. You need to figure out how to, like, what's the essence of a feed reader? Start there, right? So a feed reader has the feed reader itself. While that requires knowledge of like HTTP calls, that's something you're gonna have to learn eventually. And at the beginning, it's just as fine as later down the line, right? So I meant more like get a workbook and start from there for a small project to learn. Okay, so here's the thing: I actually never learned from workbooks. I'm not saying it's a bad strategy. I'm just saying that has never worked for me. If it works for you, that's cool. Yeah, absolutely do consider it. Okay, that guy says, well, I tried programming some very small projects with Python for work. I hated it until it worked out. Oh man, that was such a great feeling. Got a lot of help from ChatGPT. Dot, dot, dot. Yeah, I'm not saying don't use ChatGPT. I mean, I'm using Copilot right now. So, like, I need to make. I want to make a feed reader. Help me break it down so I'm more likely to make it. What are some essential parts? Sure, like you can use Copilot, you can use ChatGPT. It's fine. Okay, as I said, a feed parser. This is the core part of a feed reader. It fetches the feed from a URL, right? Um, and like these generative AIs can even help you break it down for you. Maybe I should actually maybe I should make ChatGPT help me break down my Tamagotchi game. So like when you hit a wall, you and I are friends. Bunty, you and I are friends, and we've known each other for a few years. When you hit a wall, like you can always text me and be like, "Hey, I hit a wall. Help me break down this. Like, this is what I've done. This is where I am at, and this is where, like, this is my far out goal. But I don't know how to get from where I am now to all the way there. And I'll love to help you. You know? Oh, hey, Nick, can you help me? Like, I don't know, make a sync server, and I'll be like, "Oh, that's kind of tough. You need login system and you need server," and you'll be like, "Yeah, I get that. Okay, I'll help you. I'll help you in the private, and if you permit me, I'll even help you out in public and on streams." Um, I know a little Python, but I'm more thinking about. I'm not necessarily thinking about in terms of like the code itself. Although I can help with that, like I can ask ChatGPT and then I can look at that code and be like, yeah, that's kind of weird. Um, or I can help you like break down the tasks because that's ultimately what programming is. It's like you have a big task, but how do you get from that big task on till like the end product, right? That's by breaking it down. And the reason, like, okay, so you're part of the project page on the website and in the Discord. Period. So I'll be sure to hit you up. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Great, we're on the same page. So like the reason that I'm like I'm gonna be honest. The reason I'm making the stats now instead of whenever is because I have a goal in mind, and the goal in mind looks something like this. Right? I'm not gonna have these, but I am going to have some of these, right? So that's my end goal. But I don't know how to get from here to here, right? I don't know how to get from here to here. But I do know that stats is something I'm going to have. And I think I'm gonna have to make this an injectable. Oh, okay. So what I'm gonna do now is instead of this Tamagotchi like stats, I'm gonna delete this, all of this. Boom, boom. And I am as a injectable service that uses signals and effects. Oh, that's so cool. Okay. Boom. Let Copilot write it. So what are you gonna write? Gonna have a read-only hygiene and This is not exactly what I want, but it is along the way. So I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna delete you. And I'm gonna do that all the way through. Oh. Hygiene. Okay. How do you? That's not the one. This is the one. That's not the one. This is the one. Okay. Cool. And then I'm gonna import signals. Import from core. Yes, please. Here I am going to use underscore hygiene.asReadOnly. Oh my god. This is so good. This dot fun as read only. This dot hunger as read only, and then the last one. This toilet as read only. These I'm gonna have to delete. Okay. I am going to make a constructor. Boom. In this constructor, I am going to retrieve the stats from local storage. Oh, this is so good. Stats. Yes. Do it. Yes. Awesome. Boom, boom, boom. Let's fucking go. Which means I'm also going to have a Can you guys see this? Can you guys see this? Can you guys see this? This is so cool. This is exactly what I wanted. This is exactly what I wanted to do. Dude, this is dope. So what this does, right? Okay, let me break this this code down that Copilot made for me. I'm gonna delete all the comments while I'm explaining. I don't need you anymore. This was just to make Copilot do my bidding. I don't need you. That's just to make Copilot do my bidding. Okay, so So here's the deal. We have a class called stats, which has like the stats for the players. The idea is each player only has one quote unquote pet, right? Then we have here, we have we set the initial stats, right? So the initial stats will be hygiene, fun, hunger, toilet. And that, of course, is like hygiene is I need a bath if it goes below a threshold that we haven't set yet. Fun, same with fun, I need to have fun. Hunger is I need food. Toilet, I need a toilet break, right? These are private, internal only to the class, which means that only this can read it. Everything inside of here can read this. It is read only, which means that it cannot be assigned again. I cannot do like this dot hunger equals like, okay, I can here, but I cannot say here, right? Here it'll be like cannot assign hunger because it's a read only property. Yes. And the reason to do that is mostly protect me from myself so I don't fuck up, essentially. This is not a fuck up that's common. But it is something I wanna be careful about. So these are internal and read only. These are external and also read only. And the way, okay, so you can set the internal state of this. That's the signal part, right? I'll get to that in a bit. These are external and also read only. And the thing is, these signals here have set us like down here. We set the hygiene from the local storage. We set the fun, we set the hunger, we set the toilet, right? This is something we kind of just quote unquote do, right? And when we set these, every quote unquote dependency there is will be updated immediately. This is important, okay? So what do we have here? We have a dependency. We have a dependency. This is batched, by the way. So every single time that that any of these dependents, so that's hygiene, hunger, fun, and toilet, updates, every single time these dependents update internally, this will be called, which means every single time they update, it'll be saved to local storage right here. Now, what is local storage? Local storage is the local storage is a browser's internal storage. It's something that every website can access. Well, they cannot access each other's local storage. They are scoped to the website itself, but it's something that like websites has access to like, and like if we open up something like Tiki Games, Tiki Games Hollow, like this, there's a high score in this game. And that high score is loaded from local storage. Ideally, like it could also be cookies, but the difference between cookies and local storage is that cookies get sent back and forth between the server and the browser, while local storage is solely local. Okay. So what I'm gonna make now is I am going to make a new service called storage. Okay, storage. It cannot be called storage. What then can I call it? Just gonna call it storage service. Okay. So what storage service is gonna have? I don't like that. No. I don't like that one bit. I don't like that at all. I am going to have a public. Let's say public. Okay. I'm gonna say if. Oh. Perfect. And then I can say window.local storage. Perfect. What are you complaining about? It's not callable. The storage has no call signature. Oh. That's my fault. Okay. I'm also going to have get item. What are you going to return? You're going to return a string. So you are returning a string. Here, I am going to have a private read-only storage. And I'm going to use storage. And I'm going to use this storage. Just like that. Just like that. Now, why am I doing it like this? Why am I doing it like this? There's reasons for this. This, like, the main reason is that if I later down the line want to add additional functionalities to the storage system, I can just do that, right? I can just do that. That's fine. That's like completely legal to me to do that. If I want to at some point add now one of the things that this could be is networking. One of the other things this could be is like if I wanted to make these, right? This getter return a signal. I could just do that, right? I can do it. I can just do it. And it's completely legal for me to do that. And especially if I return a signal, I can just if I return a signal, the compiler will complain everywhere that I'm calling storage, which is good, right? It's good. So JSON pass just takes a string. That's good. Okay, cool. Which means that I cannot just like. So if this returns a signal, I'm fucked, right? So one way that this could be is like const value equals signal. All right, like this, boom. Okay. Return value, right? And then if say I have a constructor, read only, private, read only, remote storage. Promise takes a string, right? You return a string. Okay, cool. Let's say I have something like this, right? Something silly like this. Then I could do remote storage dot load, then data values data, like that. Okay. Like this is something I can then do, right? Well, I would have to type this. So let's go over this real quick. So this wouldn't work like this. I'm sure it would compile, but it wouldn't work. It simply wouldn't, because the way that the injection system in Angular works is it needs an explicit class here, otherwise it just doesn't work, right? And this isn't an explicit class; it's just a anonymous type definition. But here's our promise again. So this load would be a remote host, right? So load is a remote host, and then we call that. This would be like after a user has logged in, and then we eagerly get the local storage. I could also, oops, I can also do it like this. Like that, right? And then in this set item, I'll also be like, boom. Now this is cached, so whenever the user opens their browser, they have some semblance of a game, but as soon as the loader is done loading, boom, it just hits, right? That's something we can do by making this wrapper. And here we have it, like whenever that's done loading, right? So we return this signal immediately. And then whenever it's done loading, we return, like we set it like this, and then it gets revalidated. So if we go back to here, why are you complaining? Cannot find name storage system. It's right here. Oh, I need to export the class. Okay, that makes sense. Right. Okay. Now here's the issue. What's the issue here? Stats is now a function, and the and it's also writable. That's kind of an issue. So like this. That has read only. I know. I only need to read only. Okay. Now, what's the issue here? We need to have this inside of an effect. Once we have this inside of an effect, okay, so if I do effect, not E, effect this, I still need what are you complaining about? What are you complaining about? Cannot invoke an object which is... What are you complaining about? Oh. Okay. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to have the value. Now, there is an issue. Window might not exist. So you have to be null. I'm sorry. It's just... And for you, you are a string. A nullable string. If only I knew how to write. Okay, and then here I'm gonna say, boom, okay. Value, boom. So first we set it as null and then return it. Yeah, as read only. Exactly, right? So you always return signal with string or null, right? And then we know here that stats exist. And then in this effect, so whenever this updates, this updates. Although there might actually be a circular dependency issue here. Because whenever this updates, this is gonna update. This is gonna update. And whenever this is updating, this, so no bueno. Although I'm not. Ooh. I'm not setting anything here. You see? I'm not. I'm only okay. I'm not setting any signals here. I'm only reading them. There are no signals to be set. All of it lives here and here. Now, if remote storage were to trigger, that would be something else, right? Okay. So I'm gonna make a read-only value, which is that. And then what I can actually do is return this just like that. Just like that. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I want to keep it like this. Yeah, I want to keep it like this because I'm a bit afraid that this would then recalibrate. Yeah, no, I'm gonna keep it like this. Okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. Sorry for the not loud boom if you heard it. I'm okay. I'm just taking my my fat boy and because I need to sit down. I had a shelf that was leaning up of my Fat Boy, and when I took my Fat Boy, the shelf fell. Sorry for the loud boom. I'm okay. The floor's okay. Everything's okay. The shelf's okay. Nothing was on it. It hasn't been hung up the wall yet. But yeah, this is a lot of infrastructure for a lot of nothing. But now I'm ready for it. Now I'm ready for it. Okay. So what I think I'm gonna do is at the very top, I'm gonna have it inject. Yeah, just like that. Yeah, just like that. What are you complaining about? Unable to resolve signature of property decorator when called as an expression. The expression is not expression. Come on. No, I don't think I will. How much power do I have left? I have 20%. Okay, so I'm gonna stream for until like I don't know. I want to see the numbers change, right? So I'm gonna go a little more, see how much I'm gonna stream. Okay. 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 Load stats. Boom, boom. Just like that. Just according to plan. Okay. So I am going to get you. Oh no, but storage doesn't exist. No, it does. Look at that. Boom. It exists. Not AngularJS, just Angular. Hello, Daniel. So I want to negate this. If not, return. Just like that. Just like mom taught me. Just like my mom taught me. Okay. So what all this also allows us to do is have an quote unquote implicit migration, because if this ever changes, right? If any of this ever changes, all I have to do is like add it, and then it's gonna kind of just work, right? As soon as this writes, this is gonna run, which is fine, and that it's gonna write into the local storage. So there's a kind of implicit migration going on there. So if I ever add more stats, it's just gonna work. So I was being bad about explaining why this isn't AngularJS, but just Angular. The thing is, like when there is no such thing as Angular 1, as far as I know. Hang on. Yeah, Angular v2 is basically AngularJS v2, but it's so different from AngularJS that they decided to change the name. So these aren't the same product at all. They're both made by Google for sure, and they're both made by the Angular team, but they're so different products in every shape or form that it's just not the same. Yeah, inject. Tell me how to use it. Oh, I'm not supposed to be like add inject. No. Oh, okay. I was being a bad boy again. I was being a bad boy. I'm sorry. Mom, forgive me. Forgive me, mother. Because I have sinned. Okay, so here's the deal. Now I'm injecting storage with the new injection way. Instead of using the constructor to do that, I'm using an inject. Oh, I see. I know a little from AngularJS, but only because my last job I focus more on C Sharp. At my day job, we use both Angular and C Sharp. And I love both. Also, welcome to Daniel. I don't think I ever said that. Welcome to and thank you for joining the stream. At my last job, we used Next.js, which is way different from like Angular. But still, it's also declarative, which Angular also is, and it also has like it's also reactive, which I kind of want to say that Angular is, especially now with like signals and shit. So what am I going to do with these now? I am going to make a decrement function. Function decrement stat number amount. What I want this to do is to yeah. So this is a carrot function. What it does is return a function. I'm gonna have to I'm going to have to just like that. Okay. So what this does is, what this allows me to do is make a still private, read only, decrement over time. Boom, just like that. Why do you complain? It's not assignable to mirror. Oh, just like that. Just like that. So this takes a number. I'm also gonna have to make it side out. Const interval equals. Right. So, okay, let me explain my idea here. I still haven't run any of this, and I've been streaming for an hour. I'm so sorry. Holy. Okay, so let me break this down. Every 100 seconds, this will run this update function on every single of these stats. What this update function does is it takes the decrement stat function that takes an amount. So every, did I say 100 second? I meant second. Every second, this gets called. Okay. And what this is, it's a function that takes a number, in this case 1, and returns a function. Now, why do I do it like this? It's so that this internal state, this takes a function that returns a number. This function returns a function that returns a number. Right? So every second, this gets called. Not this. This. Well, also this. But more importantly, this. This way I don't need to call a dependency on these, right? Which means that this won't get torn down and then build up again every single second. That's more performant in theory. Okay. Now, I've been coding this for so long, I'm kind of afraid to run it. So I'm going to do it. Private read-only stat equals inject stats. I forgot to export it. I'm sorry. Export. I'm also gonna delete this expression, but because I'm not using it. Oh. Yeah. Okay. So I got stat here, and then I can, if I make it public, no provider for stat. That's interesting. See, this is why you don't build it like this, spend an hour building it, and then not testing at all for a full hour. How was it that they say errors are inevitable? The faster you make them appear, the faster you can correct them. Yeah, exactly. This is why you don't code for an hour without testing. But yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna make a provider for stat. Don't I just have to make it injectable? Injectable provided in root, just like that, and then remove inject, just like that. Do the same for storage, just like that. Make sure that it exists, just like that. Boom. Okay. Ab injectable in it. Cool. Should I remind you every 30 minutes? No, you don't need to. No, you don't need to. Because here's the deal. Sometimes it takes a long time to... Like, I could have avoided this. But sometimes you need a lot of boilerplate preparation to get to a point where you can test it. Especially when you code with ADHD. Like I do. I code with ADHD. I have ADHD, thus I code with ADHD. Let's take a quick break. Nah, 30 minutes is too long of a gap. In reality, it should be whenever possible. Dragon commands is absolutely correct. You should, like, if you can test every time you hit save, that's not enough, right? So, okay, it's a little too much. Oh, whoever sent out, thank you. It's a little too much to just test at every single turn, right? But no, it's not. That's about the how often you need to test actually. Worker not defined. If I press escape, will you load? Pretty please? Pretty please? Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna stop you from loading. I'm gonna kill you. Sorry. Cool. And then I'm gonna close you, and I'm going to start you again. I believe the best is to test each function because each should have the responsibility tested. You know what? Yeah. That's good. Error while evaluating the do reference worker is not defined. I need to fix this, but I don't care enough. It looks like I need to care. Okay, what is that? Worker not defined. What's the polyfill? Do I have to have that inside my... This seems much. Oh. I don't need this anymore. Oh, something happened. Okay. Let's try that again. No. I do return if there is no worker. Page reload sent to clients. Client is loading constantly. It said that it was... Yeah, what happens if I do this? Oh, it just opens, okay. Oh, not you. You. I'm just trying shit. Throwing shit at the wall. Okay. So I'm stopping the HMR. I'm building it. Building it, okay? I'm hoping that building it from the ground up will help. Oh, look at that. 4 concurrent viewers. Nice. Thank you all. Thank you all. My computer is working itself to the bones. Look at this. Look at this. Just absolute carnage. Error reference worker is not defined. Why does that keep happening? So should I just not use... You know what? I'm just gonna not use HMR. Like it recommended me not. So maybe I should go away from that. Getting started with nearby namespace imports. Okay. Okay. Read as a development server. Known issues. Oh, type checking of web worker and GoPro. What's the move for writing this in TS multiplayer web app? I take it. No, mainly so I can just upload it to the web and have it work. Like I want to play it myself on my phone. Dragon commands, you may not know this, but this is like the idea is to have it be a Tamagotchi fan game, right? So I want this, right? But I want it to be Dokibird Dragons. This are there any pictures anywhere? Anyways, it's gonna be a fan game for this specific VTuber, right? But like a Tamagotchi. I don't know if you played it with a Tamagotchi, and I want to have that access to that wherever I am. So I'm gonna make it as a web app. Dragon commands. What would you make it in? Since you ask like that. So it's still building. Maybe I should look into a different bundler. See, this uses dev server, and as we can see here, dev server is the Vite one. So what I want to know is what can I use instead? Builder is available within bloody blah blah bloody blah blah. Architect build Angular browser changing the build field using application builder. A builder named application is also available within a package that is this builder is the default for all new applications created via ng new. Main should be renamed to browser. Okay. Okay, that's fair. Polyfill should be an array rather than a single file. Okay. Build optimizer should be removed as this is covered by the optimization option. Oh, sounds cool idea. Thank you. The Tamagotchi nostalgia goes hard. Personally, after hearing your reasoning, I'd also default to a language with J as a compilation target, but I'd use Kotlin, as I'm far more comfortable with that. You know what? That's fair. I haven't spent a lot of time with Kotlin, so I don't have much experience with that, especially not with JS as a compilation target. I've used it with native as a compilation target. One of my earlier videos, I tried using it for like a I tried using Kotlin for a cross-platform OPDS client. That is to say, so that I could have a book server and like I could use Calibre web server and digest that stuff with a OPDS client. OPDS is the specifications that Calibre supports. They also have their own REST API, and I tried using Kotlin to make the like cross-platform library for that. However, I quickly ran into the issue that the Kotlin XML parser which was not ideal for my app, as my test target was iOS, and iOS doesn't have JVM. OPDS version 2 uses JSON, and Kotlin cross-platform, I don't remember the name, Kotlin native, Kotlin cross-platform, Kotlin mobile, like all of these, whatever it's called now, all of these supports JSON, and it would be ideal to use JSON for my for my project as yeah, but doesn't support it. Why is it still building? Why is it still building? No. Okay. When have I created the build? Yeah, we'll need to figure that out at some point. Cool. Wow, Nice work, homie. Thank you. I haven't done much yet, but thank you. Right now, I'm just trying to make it to work. At some point, I broke it. I'm just trying to make it work now. Okay, so at least it pretends to work now. The Tamagotchi. Oh, I read that. Kotlin is very much like Java. Then Daniel corrected himself, saying JavaScript or themselves. Yeah, Kotlin is very like JavaScript. Google tried to make it easier for devs to migrate from Android. The older language. Yes. Kotlin isn't made by Google, by the way. This is interesting. Kotlin is actually a JetBrains language. Kia, like the vibes. There's nothing Doki about this yet. It's supposed to be. I don't know if you were there when I said this. This game is supposed to be a Tamagotchi game at some point. I know nothing about game dev either, so. Okay, here's something interesting. Error when evaluating SSR module. Chunk, blah. Reference, worker is not defined. Please! Why? It worked just a moment ago. It was blue at the beginning of the stream. What is going on with my Safari? What is going on with my Safari? Personally, wherever possible, I like to use Java because I can sign up whatever I want in minutes thanks to language familiarity. Kotlin because I can use it within the same IDE as Java. IntelliJ on top. You know what? IntelliJ is actually like top tier. Like it's peak, straight up peak. I could consider using like something like FNA. That's what? Why was that so difficult? This is C# though. And it's based on the Microsoft XNA Game Studio. Like it's a re-implementation of the Microsoft XNA framework. It's like really popular. There's a lot of games that's made in it. Like you can refresh, and this list will. And there's bound to be some game here you'll know at some point, like Terraria. A lot of people know Terraria. I did consider using FNA for my game. But I'm not familiar with FNA. Granted, I'm not familiar with Pixie.js either. I just want vibes, okay? I just want to fail in front of 6 people. Thank you. 6 concurrent views. Nice. That's really awesome. What if I remove this? What if I remove this? What happens then? So yeah, I just want to have something, right? It doesn't need to be good. Localhost 4200. Please work now. Oh, come on. What is this? What are you calling? Init module, global SSR module, SSR import, SSR import, SSR dynamic import, SSR exporter. What if? Should I have Should have made in Rust. Hard language is very hard to debug. Heard the language is very hard to debug. I have made something in Rust, and I think it's like, in terms of debugging, it's actually not that bad. Bad, honestly. What are you complaining about? Cannot find module, whatever. Okay. I don't think he wants to torture himself. Lady, I am torturing myself right now. Can't you tell? I don't want to torture myself further than this. Maybe I should just make this game in Godot. Maybe that would have been easier. Can I make a poll? Should I just make this in Godot? Yes. No. Stop all. Rust is a decent language, IMHO, but after doing advent of code in it, I do feel to an extent people talk it up a bit too much. I like, okay, so I try not to have favorite languages because each language has their merits, and like, so something that Kotlin does really well is having like, it's a modern language and it has a garbage collector, so it's a managed language. It's a modern managed language targeting the JVM, which is really nice, especially if you are coding for like Android phones, right? JavaScript does need a compilation step and can just run on every single browser in the world. Well, not every single browser, but like every single browser made after like 1995 or whatever, right? So like every single browser that's younger than me can run JavaScript code, which is awesome. So it makes it easy to like get a hold on. And TypeScript is just JavaScript with type decorations, right? It's a lot of streamers have started calling TypeScript a linter, and I kind of agree with that. Okay, so TypeScript does have, like, you can say, like, here, there's types here, right? So if whatever I call on this doesn't match this requirement, the linter will be angry. That and then it compiles almost one-to-one to like JavaScript, except when you use decorators. I don't know how decorators works. They're just magic to me. So that's the thing with TypeScript. Then there's, okay, actually, how do decorators work? This tells me nothing. This tells me nothing. This tells me nothing. I don't know how TypeScript decorators works. I only know how to use them. Okay, whatever. I don't need to know. There are a few things like this that makes TypeScript not quite JavaScript, but it's not that much. Like, at the end of the day, this in JavaScript is basically gonna look like this. Then we have one of my favorite languages. I just said I tried not to have favorites, but I do have favorites. My absolute favorite language is Swift. I absolutely love Swift. It's me understand both functional programming and objective programming. Like, without Swift, I wouldn't understand either. Swift is also a managed language, much like both JavaScript and Kotlin. but it does the management in a different way. It does it by reference counting, so not like an active garbage collector. That's not a separate process running, like making sure that block of memory. It just frees the memory whenever it's not in scope. Ideally, there are ways to make, if you have like circular dependency, you're gonna leak. You're gonna leak if you have circular dependency. And then we have Rust, which works much like Swift, and I like the fact that it's memory managed without being garbage collected is probably the biggest similarities it has with Swift pre 5.9, like Swift 5.9, but now Swift 5.9 has borrowing, like basically Rust borrowing. Swift 5.9 borrowing. So there's lifetime management in Swift 5.9, which is immense. There's also macros in Swift 5 now. There's also like expressions, not expressions. Help me. Conditional expressions, right? There's also ownership. Here it is. So you can take ownership, consume, and you can borrow. It's any non-copyable structure in enum can be borrowed or like owned. So Swift 5.9 really looks like Rust in that matter, and it already before that looked a lot like Rust with the like, okay, so you can leak memory in Swift much easier than you can in Rust, but yeah. So yeah. You know what, gang? I think it ended up on a 50-50 with 4 votes. I think I'm gonna continue this road. I'm gonna figure this out, I hope. I'm gonna figure it out so I can get it to work again. When I get it to work, I am going to fix it. I think that's going to be my homework for the week until next stream. And there's been a few new viewers. I'm sorry I didn't have much Dokibird in the stream, but it's gonna take a while. I'm gonna need to commission some art at some point. It's not gonna be this month. It's probably not gonna be next month. I'm gonna use placeholder artwork until then. But like first I need to get this fixed, whatever this is. And then I think the next thing I'm gonna do is make a stage system. Yeah, I'm gonna make a stage system so that we start out with having an egg. I'm like, for the beginning, I'm just gonna use a round blob, right? And then I'm gonna add some play. I'm gonna add some hygiene, okay? And I think so I'm gonna write it here so I don't forget it. Proposed stage system First player starts with an egg. I just mentioned that, right? Okay, so we start with having an egg. Second omelette. Fuck that. When player has... Okay, so what I think is that when player has had the egg with enough fun and enough hygiene for like a set amount of time, whatever that is, it's gonna hatch into a like the little dragoon. Okay, enough fun and hygiene for a set amount of time, egg hatches into a little dragoon. Okay. AA. So I think until next time, I'm gonna fix this. Like I'm gonna have to fix this because it seems that I cannot get further until I fix this, right? Next stream is going to be about implementing this, right? So I'm gonna implement fun and fun decay. Well, that is already fun decay. Okay. Implement hygiene. Okay. Implement fun minigame. Implement hygiene minigame. I'm gonna copy this into the stats. That's not where it's supposed to be, but I mean, I don't have a bulletin board system yet. Okay. Okay. This isn't ideal. Let me make that let me make that known. This isn't ideal, okay? This is an ideal to-do list, but yeah, the player starts with an egg. I'm gonna have a state somewhere. Player starts with an egg. When player has enough fun and hygiene for a set amount of time, egg hatches into a little raccoon. Implement fun minigame. Not even in Trello? I could use Trello. I'm thinking because this game is open source, it's probably better to use GitHub projects. So I'm gonna make a GitHub project and then I'm gonna hook that into this. But that's not for now. I'm just gonna use like comments for now. And yeah. Okay, last time I repeat myself. This is for my own sake, not for yours. Okay. Until next time, I'm gonna figure this out because this is mad annoying. Okay? Next time, we are going... Thank you, Dragon Commands. I really appreciate it. Next time, I'm going to implement a fun minigame, right? So that's the first thing. No, sorry. I'm gonna implement a hygiene minigame, which is just gonna be a bath time. Yeah, it's just gonna be a bath time. You press a button and it's bath time. Okay. That's gonna be my main thing next stream. If I can make it, if I have time and mental energy for it, after I implement this, I'm gonna implement the fun minigame. I hope it's going to be like these two are going to be the same. Hang on, let me switch these around. I hope it's going to be the same stream. I doubt it. I doubt it. Okay. Um. So yeah. Thank you for watching. I very much appreciate it. I very much appreciate the sub dragon commands. That's very appreciated. I am just starting out. Well, I've had this YouTube channel for a while, and I've been meaning to like VTube for a while. I haven't been streaming as much as I wanted for the past year or so. Like, and by as much as I wanted, I mean at all. I just haven't had energy to it. But now I like the whole situation with Dokibird kind of like inspired me to make this game, and I want to document it. Okay. I appreciate the time that you took to watch this with me, and I hope to see you next week. My plan is for like so this is going to be anime season by anime season. My plan is until the end of this anime season, I'm gonna stream every Tuesday. I'm gonna stream every Tuesday. That's the plan. And that's because that's the day I have the fewest anime that I'm watching. I'm gonna be honest with you there. It's because it's the day I have the fewest anime that I'm watching. So I'm just gonna stream on Tuesdays. That might change next anime season, where it could be Wednesdays, it could be Thursdays, it could be Mondays, or it like if there's no days where it matches neatly next season, I'm just gonna bundle my episodes on other days, and I'll figure out how to do that then. But yeah, I paid a lot of money for this VTuber model, and I'm saddened that I didn't use it much. So I want to stream more. I really do want to stream more. And like Dokibird story really inspired me to stream more. So I'm gonna do that for the time being. Okay. Thank you for watching. One last time. I'm really bad at endings. Have a nice evening. Bye. What a schedule. You love to see it. Yeah, it's all about the anime. Okay. Bye.